morning, wake up. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to our 5th event of the German-Hungarian Business Day. It's a little anniversary for us. The Journey of Dialogue Hungary, Marie-Therese Thiel and myself, we started 6 years ago, and after the first year we also decided to have one high-level event per year, and that's this one, which we are holding now for the 5th time here in Budapest today. And we are very happy that you all joined us for this event. We started with the idea of a networking organization focusing on German and Hungarian business relationships, and not just here in Budapest, but mainly in Germany. Today we are dividing our time between events in Germany and in Hungary, and we believe that it is important also going into the future that we have those events where B2B, where German and Hungarian businesses can discuss ideas, can discuss important topics, and discuss how to structure the future, not just as one company, but also as a network or as partnerships, companies, German and Hungarian companies together. We are holding this event and we are very happy again with our strategic partner from HIPA. We welcome everyone who is here from HIPA. We will introduce our key speakers later and also our panelists. Today we are focusing on AI, which is one of the important topics for companies not only in Hungary but in Germany and I think worldwide. And to tell you a little bit more about the topic today, I hand over now to Marie.
Yeah, thank you, Arne. And the motto of our organization was always from the economy for the economy. So we had a lot of economy relevant issues for both countries. And I would like to say here, thank you also to Arne that already for that long 5 years we are working together. We know each other much more, much longer. Yeah,
a half lifetime.
Yeah, half lifetime. And Arne helped me a lot in my position as CEO of Elmi and EMAS. And it's a perfect combination. He's located here, I'm located in Germany. He has special hard topics, so near to his heart, like defense industry, something like that. I'm a bit more in women in business and so on and so on. You can imagine how much debates we have on that.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, but that's good. And today, as Arne mentioned, I would like to introduce the topic of today, upgrade your business with AI. So it's very much clear that it's not anymore science fiction. It's a practical topic, and we would like to talk about the practical investment cases and how you get benefit out of that. And this event is a little bit designed to demystify AI and provide scalable solutions, and we would like to talk about successes but also about challenges, and therefore we decided to have 2 panels. One is AI in manufacturing and the other is AI in services. So that is the program for today. Some changes in the panelists. The first change I have to announce now. Maybe you expected István Jó, the CEO of Hungarian Investment Promotion Agency, a great guy, but unfortunately he had at the moment other topics in his head, and therefore he sent to us Peter Satmari. I like to ask Peter to join us here on the stage, and Peter, give a great applause to them, as a lot of organizations in this country, also HIPA, is in a status of uncertainty, of course, but I'm totally convinced you will continue your professional work. What impressed me always over the years, and in Germany, a lot of times I say, look to Hungary, what they have, a great investment agency. So I really say thank you for this work, what you have done for the economy, and I hope we will continue our trustful relation. And now Peter, Director for Investment Promotion, the stage is yours.
Dear Dr. Thiel, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure and an honor to welcome you to the 5th German-Hungarian Business Day. Let me begin by expressing our appreciation to German-Hungarian for their cooperation and their continuous commitment in strengthening German-Hungarian economic relations. Today's event is an excellent example of this partnership, as we once again place a highly relevant topic at the center of our discussions, equally important in the context of bilateral economic relations and for the work of HIPAA. The theme of today's conference cannot be more relevant: upgrade your business with AI. It is very timely to talk about this topic. Artificial intelligence is transforming our world, and it has the potential to reshape German-Hungarian cooperation as well, becoming one of the new pillars of this partnership. Germany is by far the largest investor in Hungary, accounting for approximately 18% of the total FDI stock. There are some 2,300 German companies operating in Hungary, employing over 230,000 people. HIPAA has always acted as a catalyst for this cooperation. Between 2014 and 2025, we supported 333 German-linked investment decisions with a combined volume of 11.4 billion euros. Importantly, HIPAA's mission goes beyond attracting German investments to Hungary. We are equally committed to ensuring that these investors find the right partners and the right ecosystems here in our country. Several of our recent success stories are closely linked to this approach. The fact that BMW chose Hungary as the location for the plant producing the next generation Neue Klasse electric vehicles is closely linked to the presence of a well-established supplier ecosystem. Similarly, Mercedes-Benz has established one of its most important production bases in Hungary. The Kecskemét plant is now the biggest manufacturing plant of Mercedes in Europe and its second largest globally, benefiting strongly from the proximity of a well-integrated supplier network. These examples clearly demonstrate that HIPAA has achieved tangible results in supporting German investments in a way that is mutually beneficial and strengthens the overall performance of the Hungarian economy. Ladies and gentlemen, at the same time, we place strong emphasis on attracting investments that help to integrate local Hungarian firms into the global supply chains and to move them towards higher value-added activities. This is why we are constantly fine-tuning our incentive system. We have placed innovation at the forefront, and we are determined to support companies that are willing to move towards higher value-added activities. Production remains crucial, but we would like companies not only to manufacture in Hungary, but also to develop new solutions here as well. We are already seeing encouraging results with the growing number of R&D projects, engineering activities, and business service centers being established in Hungary. In 2025 alone, 14 R&D investments worth nearly 570 million euros were announced in Hungary, which is the highest in number and volume ever recorded by HIPAA. Similarly, the business service sectors also stands out with 30 new projects in 2025, creating a record number of more than 3,000 jobs. These trends confirm that investors increasingly value Hungary not only as a production base, but also as a hub for innovation and business services. Ladies and gentlemen, at HIPAA, we firmly believe that artificial intelligence has the chance to open a new chapter in German-Hungarian economic relationships, provided that we manage to combine our strengths: Germany's industrial engineering excellence and Hungary's flexibility and openness to innovation. This Hungarian openness is particularly strong when it comes to AI. According to the recent data from the Microsoft Economy Institute, Hungary is among one of the most advanced adopters of generative AI globally, with usage rates approaching 30%, well above the global average. While there is still significant room for improvement in adaptation in business environments, this demonstrates a strong openness to new technologies and a solid foundation to build on. From our side, HIPA is fully committed to do everything possible to support investments that aim to leverage on generative AI technologies. With that said, I'm confident that today's discussions will offer valuable insights and new opportunities for cooperation. Let me once again thank German-Hungarian for their cooperation, and thank you very much for your attention.
Yeah, Peter, thank you so much for your kind words. It's always a pleasure, and we hope we will continue our cooperation in the future, and we will see each other also at the next event in the coming year. Now it's a great pleasure for me to welcome Dr. Stefania Ciraolo. She is the head of the European Investment Bank Group here in Hungary, and she will give us her keynotes.
So good morning to everyone. I'm Italian, so I will not speak neither German, neither Hungarian, but I hope with the accent you will manage. So I represented the European Investment Bank, and I have been in Hungary for almost 2 years, and they have been very interesting times. So just 2 words about the European Investment Bank. So the European Investment Bank has as shareholders the 27 EU countries. So Germany is one of the main 4, actually, and Hungary is also a shareholder of the bank. We are therefore a public bank, and we are a multilateral development bank. We can finance with slightly cheaper interest rate than normal banks, but we do it with the public goals, meaning that the projects need to fulfill what is good for Europe. And we get invested in the projects from the beginning till the end, because for us it's important that the projects are successful and not only to get our money back. You see here some numbers. So the bank was founded in 1958, so very long dinosaur. We have financed 16,000 projects, most of them in Europe, because we are the European Investment Bank. And we are more than 5,000 staff. Our headquarters are in Luxembourg, and we have 60 offices around the world. So I'm one of them. So these are our priorities. You will see that the second one is digitalization and technological innovation. So I will go back to that. So we don't finance AI just as such, but in the context of our 8 priorities. So AI within defense, we see a lot lately, AI into digitalization and innovation, of course, but not only, we see a lot of projects with AI in agriculture as well. So this is going to be pretty much in every of our priority. Some numbers as well, because that will be linked to what I'm going to say after. So in 2025, we landed 100 billion euros. So we are a bank of big amounts. We intervene directly in projects only when they are at least 50 million. So we are the bank for big amounts. So that's where we intervene. Thanks to our intervention, we are an additionality bank, meaning that we intervene in projects that otherwise they wouldn't happen. and we never finance entirely a project. So by intervening where otherwise the project will not succeed, we have mobilized other financing options so that we were able to support 350 billion euro last year in investment. Specifically in technology leadership, and what is considered tech, we financed 22 billion euros out of this 100 billion. So I think we were really, really happy about these results. On AI, in the last, only AI, the last 5 years, we landed 6 billion euros, and we expect this to become more and more. We all know that we lag a bit behind comparing to US, not actually for presence of AI anymore, because the latest numbers I was given, a list, is that Europe versus US now, the use of AI is 36 versus 37%, so it's actually pretty equal. Where we lack is really big gigafactories and big infrastructure to host the AI. There we run a bit behind. And I will give a couple of reasons about this after. Okay. Now, before I would like to tackle two aspects: how we handle AI inside of our institution, which is a big one, and what we do to support externally. So internally, how do we use AI and how we protect ourselves from it? Because it comes with the good and the evil as well. Okay, so the EIB group, the EIB is a group, actually. We also have a subsidiary, the European Investment Fund. We are compliant to the AI Act of 2024. I'll zoom in a bit later on that. We have an internal information security office. We have an internal data protection office. And we also have an external supervisor. It's the European Data Protection Supervisor, which acts independently to check that we comply with all the rest. So the AI Act of 2024 is actually the strongest regulation ever made on AI. In few words, I think it classifies as the risks that AI brings. So there are certain actions that they are qualified unacceptable for Europe. So those are in the red box. Others that they are high risk, and other limited risk. Others, they are not considered really a risk, like a generative AI, our ChatGPT, our Copilot, they are not classified in risky activities. However, they require transparency and full disclosure when they are used. So in Europe, in general, we are in an environment that is very well protected from AI. That's also somehow a limitation, because that's why many AI testing is done outside Europe, and that's where we lose the AI companies. In fact, it's proven that many AI or technological companies, actually, they start in Europe and then they do their scale up somewhere else, normally in US. I think in 2023, I think we counted in US, there are 58 high-tech companies that they were actually set up in Europe, and that they went to their next phase in the US, so it's quite a lot. So a little bit more in deep. So what is our information security office doing inside of the bank? So I will go a bit short, but we are a 3-line of defense model. So the information security office sits in the 2nd line of defense and monitors everything that is document handling or information or cyber security, every aspect of the bank. So we have a specific team of 7-8 people that they do that all day long, and they monitor how we do. And they also punish us if we do something wrong. We got sudden training to be done within 24 hours, so we better comply. Then we have a data protection officer. So here as well, we have a team. This is very relevant also for what concern applications, CVs, personal information, everything that has to do with the aspect of having human beings in a company, and salaries, vacation information, all this is managed by the Data Protection Office. And every employee can actually address to them if they feel like their information has not been handled correctly. And then we have the EU Data Protection Supervisors. So I had actually the opportunity in my career to deal with them. They act as a sort of external audit. So every time they have a concern or they get called into the subject from someone, they intervene and they audit all the workflow of what has been done in terms of data. That includes emails. Right? For example, if you use personal data in the emails, everyone has the right to ask to see all the emails of a company where their name was mentioned. So if you wanted, you could create a lot of work in an institution. Now I want to just focus a little bit on our core business, which is financing, and what we do in terms of AI. So I showed a bit some numbers before, our 6 billion in the last 5 years. So we are 2 institutions in our group. So the European Investment Bank, which in few words focus on big projects, or big projects meaning 50 million euro and above, or a bit smaller if we go through intermediate lending. So we have 5 partners also in Hungary. We lend money to a normal commercial bank, which then will pass the benefit to the final client. And we also work with advisory services. So we have in Luxembourg 550 engineers. We have a big chunk of them are expert in AI. We help the project to be successful. So our engineers are there not only to check if the project is solid, but also to help to make it bigger, to achieve a certain ratio, to achieve a certain goal, and to make it bankable. So we want the projects that are in the interest of Europe to happen. And then we have the EIF, who towards fund of funds or towards guarantees, they support SMEs and mid-caps. I would like to give you some examples of some of the projects that we have financed in AI. So first, of course, I'll bring a project in Hungary, although it's not recent, but it's one of our flagship projects in AI. So it's AI Motive that was financed all over 2019 and 2022. It's financing software for self-driving vehicles. The financing in this case was 20 million euros. And this has a multiple goal achievement for us, not only AI technology innovation, but also reducing cost and increasing safety. So this is a very nice project for us because it combined several of our priorities. We have this project. We have AGCO machinery, RDI. So this was a big project, 250 million. It's a combination of 3 countries that work on this. So we had Germany, Finland, and France. It finished the implementation in 2021, and it's combined with the priority of agriculture because it's precision farming. And it's a very, very interesting project because it was big, but also multi-regional, multi-country. So it has a special importance in the context of Europe becoming competitive and working together. I put an Italian project because I'm Italian. So this was finished to be implemented last year. So 40 million. Marpos is a system of measurement and sensors, so very, very high tech. And it has helped saving and increase performance by detecting faults in manufacturing, faults that a human being could not find. This is another big project financed in Austria, 300 million, so a huge project as well. And again, we are on the manufacturing technology. I'll fly a bit over FNAC in France. This is very recent, so maybe I'll stop on this. This was a 25 million project, so not very big for our standard in Poland. However, is a fraud detection project, so quite innovative and very original. It has increased and it helps to detect frauds that otherwise would take days and days of work from human beings. So efficiency is there, and the good, the social good as well. We want to catch these cases. I have 1 minute left, so I could go on this. For the small companies, we also have opportunities, because here we have showed big numbers, but the EIF is our subsidiary that focuses on SMEs and mid-caps. Together, we have this AI co-investment facility, meaning that thanks to the big amounts that the EIB can put and to the instruments that the EIF has at disposal to finance SMEs, we can finance also small companies in AI. The EIF enters with equity through fund of funds, offers guarantees to local banks so that the small companies can get a loan that otherwise they couldn't get. And together, we also have a memorandum of understanding with the AI initiative of the European Commission. They have 200 million euros that they have, 20 billion euros that they have a disposal for AI investment. So we collaborate with them to support SMEs, mid-caps, and hopefully to help them to develop and to remain in Europe after their startup. Yeah, I think I finished and on time, so I hope that was useful.
Yeah, we have a little time.
If there is any question, happy to take it now or bilaterally after. Yes.
The projects you described are either scientific projects or very hard investment cases in production or something. Do you also support educational issues? I mean, for example, women in tech. Yeah, because what I consider at the moment that there is a gap between the genders in AI. As I mentioned, I'm fighting for this woman in business, yeah? And that's the question. Do you also support some educational issues for women in tech, specific in AI?
Sure, thank you for the question. Actually, I'm also a big fighter for women in business. I come from a background of mathematics, and I remember back then in my studies to be the only one in the room. So I fully support the cause. We do. So the European Investment Bank has actually a specific directorate called the EIB Institute, which focuses on social initiatives and education. For what concerns education, specifically on the topic, we have what is called the Equity Academy program. So it's a school of 2 weeks, reserved, 90% of the spots are reserved to female students in their last year of a STEM program graduation, so all the technology topics. And the purpose is exactly to motivate and to have more women in the sector. It has been very successful, actually, because we have in parallel a summer school, which is open to everyone in equal manner. But then we have run for 2-3 years this one specific for female. The gap is huge. In STEM or in AI, I think we see 23 to 25% of presence, female presence. And I guess there is a little bit of the stereotype that technical topics should be left for men, but that's not true. I mean, the AI is a lot of psychology behind as well. You don't even need to go that technical. There is a lot of skills that they can be used even if you don't want to go technical. And that does not exclude that you can go technical, of course. But there are topics that, unfortunately, I think there is a stereotype that we carry over. But we are really trying. I mean, diversity inclusion is one of our main value, and we try. I also try here in Hungary to promote that, and we try to do it also with role model, right? To maybe with just your experience, you can try to show that it's possible. Thank you for the question. Yes.
Thank you very much, Hajnalka Zsolt. It was very, very interesting, amazing. My question focuses on your SME facilities. In my understanding, the Hungarian risk covers the Hungarian commercial bank, your commercial bank partner. Do you have a recommendation which Hungarian banks are involved? One personal subject. We worked with you 10 years ago. Unfortunately, Hungarian Foreign Trade Bank, I enjoyed very much. We had very, very fruitful business. A late thank for European Investment Bank. Thank you very much. SME risk commercial bank partner. This would be my question. Thank you very much.
Yes. And it is also a very spot-on question for the Hungarian market, which has a lot of SMEs. And we are trying to also go and develop more and more opportunities for smaller countries because, well, we are perfectly aware that the size of our lending is not fitting smaller countries. For what is the commercial banks? So the partners we have, we can work with commercial bank in two ways. So either with intermediated lending, and that is really not a commercial bank, it's a commercial bank risk. Actually, we leave the entire risk to the local bank. What we do in that case, we support a certain framework loan with possibly a bit cheaper interest rate in the lending, and then the commercial bank is free to handle his own risk and his own final beneficiary as they deem appropriate. We do keep an eye on that as well, because we want to make sure that the final benefit goes to the final client. Then we have the EIF. So the EIF operates with the commercial bank through guarantees. So in that case, we really take away the risk from the commercial bank. So we give a guarantee to the bank in a way that if the final beneficiary of a loan is not able to repay, the loss goes on us. So we have capped and uncapped guarantees. Okay, maybe that becomes a bit too technical, but we have a different instrument. And to get that, the banks can apply. So you just go on the EIF website and you can ask to become a partner. And for what is the SMEs, you address yourself to a bank. There is a list on our website. It's fully transparent, and you can go to the bank and ask for the EIB guarantee, the EIF guarantee. So everything is online, but you also get my contact if someone is interested in getting a guaranteed loan from our side. Just you can contact me, and I will show you where it is in the website.
In the German-Hungarian relationships, I was working on some innovation projects. What if we would like to continue one or the other one? And how would EI be involved? What is the application process?
So if we would like to continue?
If one has an idea of a project,
yeah.
And how would it go?
How to proceed?
How to proceed? What would be the steps, the duration of the decision, and this kind of things?
So a very good idea to work with us is to contact us as soon as possible. We are not a fast bank. So you don't go to us a month before and say, okay, by 30th of May, I need this amount of money. No, no, no. So with us, it works much, much slower because we get involved in the project. So once you have the idea, it's a good idea to get in touch with one of us. The local office, that would be me. I can put you in contact depending on the structure. I see the sector, the structure, and then I put you in contact with the right person in Luxembourg, because all the teams are centralized in Luxembourg, and we take it from there. So part of our work is advisory. Very often, if not always, is free, the advisory, because it's offered by the European Union budget, and also because we want to achieve the projects. Of course, they have to be projects that they are interesting for us. So there are activities that we don't finance at all. Luxury, alcohol, tobacco. We finance almost everything in the defense sector except ammunitions. So we don't, ammunition and weapons directly we don't finance, but all the rest of the defense sector we do. So a good idea is to contact us as soon as possible, and then we will tell you in which stage you are with your project, if we can help you to go further, if we can help you to scale it up and make it a bit bigger and more interesting for us. So it will be a discussion that goes ahead for a while. So from the beginning to the end, to get a financing from our group, you can count about 6 months. So it's a different process than I go to the bank and I get a loan type.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
an
you to
applause,
everyone.
please. Yes, now we change the setup for the first panel. This will take maybe a minute. Meanwhile, I can also welcome, of course, our guests online who are participating and watching us today. So welcome to everyone at home or in their offices. I think we are more or less ready, so I would like to welcome the panelists for the first panel to come with me to the stage. Thank you for joining us today and to participate in the first panel of the day. The title is The Power of AI in Manufacturing. So obviously you're all involved in manufacturing. We have with us today Katrin Hocke, Planet Manager from Robert Bosch Automotive Steering, Dr. Olaf von Röder, Country Representative Europe Deal Defense GmbH, David Hedjeschi, Director Hungarian Investment Promotions Agency, and István Inotai, Managing Director German-Hungarian Kft. Very welcome. In the first round, I would say everybody introduces himself and the company a little bit. Let's start with you, István.
Thanks a lot for the invitation. It's a pride to be here and a great honor. So my name is István Inotai, and I belong to the Körber Group. So Körber is a German company and has a contract manufacturing site in southwest Hungary in Pécs. And I'm leading this company as a COO and CTO. And the company itself is making and focusing on highly customized machine manufacturing, very, let's say, low lot sizes and high complexity. The size itself is 1,300 people, and we are covering from design to commissioning practically everything belonging to these machines.
Maybe you add what was your first contact with AI?
I had a tech freak friend 3 years ago. He typed me and said, have a look, this is something extraordinary. That was when ChatGPT came. And I was practically, and to be honest, ignoring that one, because I said it's another gimmick, kind of every second week we, let's say, reinvent the medicine against cancer, you know, and I thought it's coming and going like this. I must admit, and I was mistaken that time, and in the last 1 year especially, I'm a heavy user of AI, personally as well.
Thank you. Dr. von Röder.
Yes, good morning from my side. Olaf von Röder, my name. First of all, thank you very much for the invitation to this very interesting and fascinating panel, respectively, topic of today. I am working for the company of Deal Defense. As the name you can say, we are active in the field of defense and security. I myself, I'm responsible for sales, for international sales, for several Eastern European countries, including Hungary. And Deal Defense, again, I could think some of you know it. Our most famous product lately known as the so-called IRIS-T SLM missile. So this is also what we do. We produce missiles, we produce and deliver air defense systems, as well as protection, and we are active also in the field of ammunition. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
And your first contact with AI?
Good question. My first contact with AI, I guess it was using ChatGPT. Probably a lot of the persons here had the same experience. To be honest, I can't really remember what I was looking for. The question, maybe it was like, what is the best restaurant in Budapest? An interesting issue, because here you can see where AI meets also its borders, its frontiers, and not everything can be answered by AI, because in this case there are just too many excellent restaurants in Budapest. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, David.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the activity of Hungarian Investment Promotion Agency from the investment promotion part, but my job is in HIPAA is the supplier cooperation enhancing. So we are trying to make a connection between investors and Hungarian companies. So that is our aim.
And the first AI contact?
First AI contact, I think maybe the application Siri was the first one that I heard of it, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Katrin.
Yes, good morning. My name is Katrin Hocke. I'm director, or as we say in Bosch speech, plant manager of the Robert Bosch Automotive Steering in Moklar, close to Egger in the Hevish County. Our site, we are producing steering gears for passenger cars and commercial vehicles. That means roughly 1.5 million steering gears a year, or 3.4 million components additionally to these steering gears. So quite a huge business. Myself, I'm electronics engineer and 30 years in different tasks in the Bosch Group and in different countries and in different locations.
And the first contact with AI?
Yeah, you warned me about that question, and actually I had to think about it because I think the first touch points in technology were in around 2015, manufacturing technology development. But my personal contact, first contact, I don't know if you remember the first language models, the translation models. So I think it was the moment when we started to use DeepL, which is a deep learning translation tool. And actually I looked when it was first time published, and it was 2017, so it's nearly 10 years already ago. And it was a big help for our international collaboration on translations and cooperation on, with our production network.
Oh, very good. I would have guessed ChatGPT is a very common answer, and I think that the first contact we all might have had with AI is a contact we don't even know that it happened. You know, some apps or programs or, you know, software applications which monitoring us. So maybe that was the first contact we all had and we did not even realize it. So thank you for the first round. I would like to continue with you, Katrin, to ask you the question, where does the manufacturing industry currently stand in the use of AI? Is it a hype or is it a real transformation?
From our perspective, at least I can tell about the Bosch Group, it is a long year in use tool. It's nothing anymore about hype. It's just in our products, it's in our daily production, it's in manufacturing. So we use it everywhere. And over the Bosch Group, we are having at the moment about 70 active agents and Gen AI tools that are supporting us in production. Main focus here is operational improvement, optical inspections, predictive maintenance, suggestions for maintenance, and it's clear level of normal tool for us, so not anymore something strange.
Okay, thank you. David, my question to you, what role does AI play in the competitiveness of Hungary as an industrial location?
What we see now, the global economy faces challenges. We all see the results of the energy crisis, disruption in supply chains, protective measurements. This results a really diverse economic ecosystem, and every company is looking for new solutions and how they can proceed under these circumstances. And they need to diversify their portfolio. And we see that many companies are entering into new markets. They are starting to operate in new sectors. And that is why they need to be flexible as possible. And these new orders, these new customers doesn't necessarily mean that they should enter or start a new greenfield investment. So they need to optimize their production. And by doing so, AI and digital solution plays a absolutely key part. And what we see that they are starting to maximize the production capacities, capabilities. They manage the energy system. They measure the energy consumption when they consume it. And this way, AI tools can help production. AI can help to maximize capacity and reduce costs. So this is where absolutely AI is useful.
Thank you so much. Dr. von Röder, in the defense industry clearly has different standards, different measurements, different security regulation. What special requirements apply to AI and AI use in safety critical industries like defense?
Yeah, thank you for this question. As you can imagine, the defense and security industry has probably more intensive regulations and standards than other industries. This is one side or one very important issue. You could think of espionage, or you could think of general safety regulations, talking about plants, talking about infrastructure, and so on. So this is probably one factor I would mention here. The other is, if you look at the products itself, as well as the aim, the goal of the product. So here AI comes to a very important point, and that is that AI really supports, in my branch, in my environment, the single soldier, as well as possibly a complete military system, technology-wise. And so this is a very fundamental tool to support the effectiveness. And to give you examples, for example, the navigation of vessels, the navigation or the leading, the guidance of aerial systems. When we talk about unmanned systems in the air, on the land, on the ground, so there are many examples where AI in the military world has landed already, and therefore the AI really helps to help the soldier survive, or to effectively meet the goals of the military mission. Okay, so this is another aspect. However, if you would see it contradictory-wise, if one of these missions, which are the clear goals of a military, in particular in wartime or critical scenarios, if you don't meet these goals, then of course it could have very negative impact, catastrophic impact in terms of the loss of human lives, of military systems, and so on. So therefore, let's say the impact or the importance of AI in fulfilling these missions is very effective. First, of course, when we talk about the production itself, from the safety and standardization regulations, but also when we talk about the products and the original goal, what we want to aim with AI in military missions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Istvan, in which areas are you using at Körber AI, and maybe you have some upcoming new projects where you would like to implement something with the use of AI?
Of course. First of all, I think we have the mainstream, what everyone has. Everyone in a daily, let's say, office business are using, let's say, for translation, email summarization, and all these kind of things. It's the most achievable and much easier, and in my point of view, the less added value creating, let's say, usage of the AI. That's one. I would then mention a second layer, which is kind of better, let's say, embedness to our processes. Like in the quality department, we have, let's say, a lot of customers, and each customer has kind of quality standards. They are static documents, and all the quality guys are expected to know them out of heart. Of course, it's not so much, let's say, easy, and therefore, if they encounter a kind of quality issue, they had to be in a position to tell whether the defect they are seeing acceptable for the customer or not. So that's where actually AI came with a kind of agent, what we teach. And it's significantly improved efficiency over there. This is a kind of bit more complicated, but already had a kind of added value here. And my latest one and my favorite one came out of this guy's head in the audience, is also using a machine learning model where we have our own manufacturing with a lot of, let's say, individual orders, 20% brand new always. So there is a certain rate of defects. And using the different part attributes, which machine they are working, which complexity they have, which accuracy, which dimensions, and so on and so on. Using these attributes and using a model who predicts which part most likely will go defective. And let's say align the quality resources accordingly. That's one opportunity here, what we see as a significant one. But there is another chance, if you go to the upstream of this process, during the manufacturing, you can set and send early warnings just to avoid this. This is a real, let's say, process, let's say, penetration in my point of view, and I would like to see more and more such use cases. And of course, besides these examples, we have other ones where we process a lot of data, HR, finance, controlling, but they are more or less the standard ones, but most probably everyone from the audience and from the presenters are using as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Katrin, when we speak about power of AI, we also want to measure it. So which specific cases can you describe which are already delivering measurable value for the production?
I mean, I would connect to a case very similar to the case that Istvan just said. Just imagine we had a product with which we had tremendous scrap costs for years. We had a lot of engineering hours on that product. There was the reason actually was that several process steps before the actual value add process step were generating the scrap, and we couldn't find the root cause. And we actually really approached this topic with machine learning, understanding of the process steps before. And I remember it was somewhat in, I guess, 2019, something like that. And it was a 5-year journey of bad scrap rates and costs on that. And it was the time when our engineers started to learn using machine learning and AI, and it took them 3 weeks learning about AI, learning about machine learning and applying the model of this process, and another 3 weeks with a trained model to stabilize it. So after 6 weeks, we had eliminated a problem that lasted 5 years in scrap costs, engineering costs, everything, by applying AI, and this is a great example. Second example for me would be, and that has to do with pattern recognition and training of optical input, so AOI, optical inspection. It's much, much easier to train on rated pictures instead of programming an algorithm that gives you here and there a little grayscale square, and you shouldn't go into that corner and so on, because that needs a lot of engineering capacity. So usually I would say most of the optical inspection in a production is very prone to AI solutions, easy to train, easy to maintain, and then the next component that comes and is a little bit more shiny than the one before will still be detected, and you don't need to call the engineer again to twist and tweak the process. So really an efficiency factor every day in our engineering capacity, in our scrap costs, and a great contribution. But it needs the literacy to be capable to do that, to trained employees to do that.
Yeah, I think those are very helpful examples also for the audience in case they have similar issues in their production. David, where do you think on a global scale Europe is standing with regard to the use of AI? We heard already from Stefania that many companies left Europe who started ones here and moved to the US. So where do you think we are standing in Europe?
Europe itself is absolutely a leader in manufacturing areas, I would say, but lacking behind the US in large infrastructures and even the finance. We could say that 60 or 70% of investments heading towards the United States in large AI infrastructure investments and frontier platforms like ChatGPT and others. China as well, also leading in large greenfield investments in AI with state-backed programs, and they have really easy access to data, while Europe is a fragmented, and we could say that regulation is different, or the perspective of regulation from different countries. But advanced manufacturers, like my fellow panelists, are heading in their sectors, and what we see that those applications in different advanced manufacturing areas are absolutely state of the art or heading.
Thank you so much. Dr. von Reuter, my question would relate maybe a little bit to the human factor, to employees in the company. So the existence of AI or the usage of AI, how do you see that it has changed the skill set which is needed when you hire new employees, or what are the advantages and disadvantages for employees?
Okay. Well, basically, if I put it into simple words, what is AI stands for, or what does it mean? My answer would be it is the processing of mass information. On one hand side, and the second issue, very important here to mention, is the speed, the rapidness. So these two factors are very, very important. And now coming to your question, if you have now the situation that the analysis of so many information, and much more information than ever has been processed before, then here comes the question, of course, how is the single human being able to analyze, or even maybe to question these data? And if you have a look at the defense and security industry in particular, there are also many false information set up. So therefore, it is even more important to analyze and to question this information given, this mass information given. So in concrete terms, to answer your question, which skills are necessary today for employees, for people working, collaborating with AI is, first of all, I would mention the ability to analyze. Second, to question, not to take every information as given or as just as simply as it is, but also to look behind it, and therefore to minimize potential risk, and to be more, let's say, effective in terms of increased productivity. However, with the right information, with the right masses of information, this is a very, very important factor, and therefore these skills of critical thinking of the employees, of your employees, I think this is what it is necessary today, probably even more necessary than in the past.
Thank you so much. Istvan, coming to the question of AI failures, have you experienced failures with AI, or have you, other companies or other knowledge of failures, and when those failures happened, why?
Day in and day out, answering easily the question. Yes, we analyzed all these tries in the last 1.5 years since we really pushed this from management point of view, and I would split this into two major categories. One is the human factor of that one. People, first of all, don't have the knowledge because they just don't know how to use it. I'm still learning today. every week about something new, that one. And if you see how fast the technology is developing, it requires consistency. Just to have a look, what are the news, what you can do, what you couldn't do yesterday, but you will be able tomorrow. So first of all, the knowledge. The second is trust. People, and it's a pure human thing. People afraid of that, okay, my job is partially automatable, means tomorrow I might lose my jobs, therefore I'm not supporting it because it just helps me taking my job away. This is it's a pure human thing, and of course there is a proper way, change management, to let's say change it, but still it's a phenomenon, and we are not super honest here. There is a high risk that we are losing the people, and we are just not succeeding with the processes and the automation. The third one, I would say, you can't build automation, machine learning, and such efficient processes on scrap data. And to be honest, where people used to and still working with data, there are mistakes. So it's something what we encounter, that we have a good idea, it's still feasible, and there's a very good business case behind. But first of all, we have to make a data cleaning before we start and continue. Otherwise, everything shooting, let's say, on this process will fail because we just get wrong conclusions. This is the third. And the fourth one, the last one, from my point of view, I don't know how much it exists in your organization, but at least I can be super honest here and tell you that the IT bureaucracy is not helping, because it's very structured, very safety-driven, especially, I guess, in defense, it's even a higher stuff, but they want to know where the data is going, they want to know what the process behind, and of course, if they're not catered with resources, it just make the complete system very, very rigid. There is, I mean, a learning curve out of that one, so definitely it's getting better and better as they understand. This is something, if we don't push and don't do, we lose business opportunities, and I mean, we no question we have to go this way, but the learning curve, until we get there, it takes time. Basically.
Thank you so much, Katri. Maybe we can continue how you handle the human factor at Bosch.
Well, the human factor has this element of, as also Istvan said, there is a certain fear of what is happening to my job, and there are jobs who will clearly pivot. There are jobs today that we don't need tomorrow anymore because it is much easier and more efficient to make this exact same job through an AI agent, and with that, this specific job will disappear. But a new one will rise, and a different job will rise. Programming AI, or it's not really programming, but constructing AI agents, having the awareness about where we can apply it. For us at Bosch, it's very important to train our people in that. We have since 2019 in the Bosch Group a very intense training concept, training our people on digital literacy and AI literacy. So what is the systems about? Where are its flaws? And we, meanwhile, in the Bosch Group have trained more than 100,000 employees on basic knowledge on these topics. And this is a real essence because the technology grows and we have to have our people with the knowledge behind on how to rate that, and to rate also the results that an AI is delivering. AIs are trained on data, they are trained on information, and if there is a failure in the information, the output is wrong, and the employee has to be aware of that and cross-check. And this is the element that we train with the AI and information technology trainings.
Thank you. David, maybe a broader picture. What is your impression in Hungary? Is there trust towards implementing AI solutions in the companies? Is there fear among the employees? If you know, how is it handled on the training side, maybe at universities? What are they doing, to start training in AI matters?
I think it's not the first time that I hear that fear is absolutely a factor that's holding back the researches and new investments. So I think it's really good to highlight that there are companies that enhancing that and start to speak about that, because in other cases we saw that whether if a project is launched later, it's still useful than it was planned, let's say, months or years ago, but it definitely enhances productivity. And from the state side, I think the Hungarian Investment Promotion Agency also helped to start these investments, and not solely AI applications implementation, but through a new project. And I think it's really useful that that companies could rely on state funding projects and state funding and the support of state. And we hope that in the future they can also rely on that scheme.
Maybe an additional question: where do you see AI on the top 3 or top 10 list of needs for change in companies, or requests you are receiving for help? Is it in the top 3? Is it in the top 10? Is it maybe the first one on the list?
I think it will be part of every list, well, hopefully, or every application that companies start or apply to the funding scheme. Yeah, so I think it's top 3.
Top 3, okay. We are very good in time. At that point, I would really like to thank you for giving quick answers as we discussed, so that we can have as many questions as possible. And I would like to open the floor if someone from the audience would like to ask a question to any of our panelists. Now is the time. Marie.
We had on Tuesday a conference with the same issue at the University of Miskolc. And here, of course, we discussed with the students and the professors on one side and the students on the other. Do we need still studies? Do we need still knowledge building? Do we need still people who are educated in certain issues? What do you think, what came out of it?
If I may, I would guess yes, definitely we need universities and studies. And this is essential, because we not only have to, in the end, have the application of a technology, and for me AI is a tool and a technology, we also have to understand how to develop it further. And we have to understand the interaction with this IT tool and the physics and chemistries below, so really understanding what we are doing with that. So yes, and this is why I would strongly insist that if you are having a company, an activity, I would strongly recommend that we continue with the collaboration with the universities, that we shape the programs for the students in order to have a base for our economic future, because we need well-educated people with the state-of-the-art technology.
It was exactly also the outcome, and I would like to build on your colleague István, your topic. You said we need people who can check the outcomes, yeah, and because AI is still sometimes hallucinating, yeah, so produces wrong topics, and we need people who are able to find this failure. Arne, you might remember our discussion on AI in legal. You say yes. you find a lot of mistakes in that.
That's true. I'm not a panelist, but I still like to answer very quickly. Yeah, we had an event in Page about that topic recently, and I said there that even if you use AI in certain areas, for example legal, you still need to be trained in that field. If you're not trained in that field, you get wrong answers, or you are misguided by an answer. And unfortunately, in many cases, when you use, for example, ChatGPT to answer those kind of questions like legal, ChatGPT seems to try to give you the answer you want to hear, and not necessarily the answer which is right. This goes so far to the point that it gives you quotes of court decisions which does not exist. So that is my experience with that, and that's why I believe it's always important that the humans are controlling what AI is providing for us.
Maybe building on what you said, one additional reason, in my point of view, is very valid here. AI helps people who has no clue about certain processes to be a kind of certain level. So maybe you don't need to train everyone for certain things because AI will be able to deliver the answer for these. And I mean, we train, for example, in the quality department, all these quality standards, and I can put whatever people there asking this, let's say, a trained model, they will be able to give the answer. But what's the next step? I mean, AI is a tool, let's say, to bring the mass into this knowledge level. But AI is, at the moment, not capable, at the moment, again, not capable to develop further. The full autonomous intelligence is not existing yet. And I see the specialist's role using AI as a tool to develop the system further. Like in the 1900s, and when the machines appeared, they were there just to take jobs away, or they were there as tools to make the job more efficient. And I think the second is the right answer in case of AI now as well. So we have to use it properly, and that makes development times reducing like fragments of time like in the past. But we still need the human brain and creativity just to use AI properly and check the outcome, both.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what you said, Katrin. There will be new jobs. So when one job disappears, there is still another door opening for a new job. Any additional questions? Yes, Stefania, please.
We are passing, right, from the AI input that a machine gives in terms of words, analysis, to humanoid or empirical, very concrete AI. And I was wondering, a bit linked to the same question of Marie-Thérèse, is do we have the skills, or should universities prepare a new set of studies for this humanoid, or to oversight not only the output of the AI, but really a physical AI? I don't know if the question is clear.
So in our interpretation that we see at the moment in our industry, we need to extend or modify the training that is done at the universities, mainly in these IT areas, in order to give the additional elements of it on how to handle it. So the basic knowledge that's perhaps, when I studied, it was the first time we were switching from machine programming to high language programming. So this is a little bit the same that we need now. We need to modify the training at the universities to have an element of the newer technologies trained already at that stage, and then going with this knowledge into the industry.
In terms of dialogue, maybe just to build on that one, it's very important to build this capability, but don't build this capability in a very artificial way, theoretical way. So that's why, for example, at the University of Pécs, they are working on, let's say, creating a faculty of AI, but we agreed with a kind of machine building cluster, people from the business side, together with the university to, let's say, bring into life a kind of AI club where we bring theory with practice together, because we need people who are aware, let's say, this technology, but also who can adapt the technology to practice, because then the efficiency gain we are looking for, all these from this, will come.
Yes, we have another question.
Good morning, Vincent Zing from Gravik company. I am also in the industry, like Körber and Robert Bosch, and we have the same difficulties. And I would be curious to get your advice, maybe Istvan, on how to get started. So how can I help my quality engineers, process engineers to gain efficiency? should I contact already available companies on the market to help me, or I should staff with a specialist in AI or machine learning? I have no guess. Thank you.
We were trying, failing, and realigning ourselves in the last 1.5, 2 years on that one. And I can tell you at least what was the recipe which seems to work or get in motion. Whether it's the best one or this is the only one, I can't tell you, but I can tell you at least one example which seems to be working in my point of view. We let's encounter the issue that the system is and the technology is so fast developing that we need someone who keep an eye on that. That's why we brought one position into live. He's sitting in a lane. You can have a chat maybe with him after, and he can share his insights as well. Whose role is just to create a framework, keep an eye on the technology, bring the capabilities of AI, and he is also kind of act as a trainer towards the organization. A little bit, let's say, get away the fears of the people, answering their questions, and he's also kind of always in the steering committees of every project we are doing because he's representing the AI mind here. And as he's really up with the technology, so he knows, because that's his role, he can, first of all, drop ideas when the project is stacked from one point of time, and or people have a fear or debates. He is the one who brings this IT knowledge and AI knowledge into the discussion, and this brings these fears away. And that makes the projects moving. And also, I mean, if you just think about, you need a lot of people start using somehow. But for what? You need someone who tell them, but you can't go to every people and tell, okay, please use it, please use it. So he's also one who is organizing kind of extended training program, and also create an AI roadmap in case of a company built up from, let's say, different use cases. So we see this ambassador role very important, who is more or less fully aware of the technology and support the other ones and really try to pull down these walls with fears and perceptions that AI is taking my job away. Yes, but it creates another ones. But if people having these questions not answered, you will just recognize people not accepting it, and you just go to nowhere. So we had this. Now with this, we have a much better penetration to the organization, and it's getting more and more accepted. And the perfect evidence that there are more and more use cases are coming up. I haven't even mentioned, let's say, autonomous maintenance we are working on, but other ones, but they are maybe too early just to talk about. I mean, but that's getting into motion now, and due to the fact that we have one role who is really there.
Katrin?
I just can confirm. It's the only way that ended up for us as positive as well. Have a few very much educated specialists in that area that form the ambassador role, and then make with those a roadmap, a rollout of trainings, and also on use cases, so seeing the cases. Unfortunately, the human being needs the cases to see them, otherwise they do not buy in, and that needs a strategy to link a few very educated ones into the organization that are these role models of and points to go to foster that.
Yeah, we are coming closer to the end of our panel, so I would like to give one question to everyone. Using AI or implementing AI, what was, let's say, the biggest moment of surprise? It can be positive, can be negative. Was there anything which it can have shocked you? So what was that special moment using AI? Katrin?
It's again and again this moment of efficiency increase. It's amazing. This efficiency increase is uncomparable to what we have seen in normal steps that we had before. Really great.
Super. David?
The feedback we get most of the companies is that when they started the new the AI applications launch, that they needed to have a defined process of production and clear data. This is the basic of that, and after that you can think of AI applications. So I think that's That's my takeaway message.
Dr. van Rooijden?
Yes, I would say the increase of effectiveness, rather this system, the output you can generate, or the mission you're conducting. So I would say that this is the most important factor of my experience, that the increase of effectiveness. And here, interestingly, of course, the collaboration between the human being, the human in the loop, and the system, and the AI together. And this is probably the new world, the new environment we have to face, but I'm quite confident if we do it by education, as already mentioned, or even in combination with the critical thinking, that we can use AI really as an excellent tool to increase our effectiveness. Yeah.
Istvan?
My one is not related to the technology itself, because I can just repeat what I heard, but I would add one additional thing. My positive, let's say, surprise, it's a more organizational topic I would like to bring here. Having finally this aha effect, we finally arrived when actually we were not anymore as a top management who try to push this to the organization, rather than finding the proper way how we can, let's say, bring this knowledge into the people, and how many use cases appeared in a short period of time after this. And I think it's not just about the technology itself, it's not just about how efficient it can be, it's also how you deploy. Because if you don't deploy it properly and you don't roll out properly, it remains a kind of good tool that remains unachievable for you and not matching together with the daily life. We were dreaming of a long time, but after, again, a lot of fails and retries, actually now we have a good recipe, I think, and I believe generates ideas, and I'm really happy to see that more and different areas are coming with ideas and use cases, and now we have to put them a bit on hold and wait, because it's a resource question, and we would rather go for quality than quantity. That's why we also limited the use cases, because I want that the ones we are doing become successful, because that's the perfect evidence why other people has to do it, and that creates an appetite as well. So finding this organizational fit and right structure in place was a kind of very good experience from the last couple of weeks and months with AI.
Thank you. Yes, I think we were, even without AI, efficient and effective. I thank you very much to all the panelists. Please give them a hand. Yes, we are planning to have a couple of group pictures now and also after the second panel all together, so please stay with us. And we will have a coffee break now. No event without networking, Marie's favorite topic. So we have a coffee break. Please, again, stay with us also online and come back for the second panel. So enjoy the coffee break. Thank you.
Dear guests, I welcome you back after the coffee break, and I promise you, you will have more time for networking during the lunch, what we will have in roughly 1 hour. It's 3 minutes past 12, therefore, I'd suggest that we start, and I welcome back all the guests who are so patient and stay online with us. Here, a warm welcome from Budapest. If the camera can have a swing to this great outlook here, we have a great view on the castle and the Danube. Only that view gives really positive energy. Yeah, positive energy is a topic. So this is a conference where a lot of changes has to be managed in the panelists, in the keynote speakers, and you now expect Andrea Pastor from Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions. But yesterday, late evening, we got a call from her, and she really tried to come today, but yesterday evening she said due to fever, what she has, she had to stay in bed. So therefore, from midnight to today, we had to think about, so what might be interesting for our audience? And as you might know, Dialog Ungarn has also partners in Germany, where we, Arne and me, go to their events, they come to our events, and I welcome the delegation of Internationaler Wirtschaftsrat in Berlin. The president is Tino Barth, he's here, but there are also other members with us, and here I welcome Frank Hahnentritt. It's right, the name? Rosentritt. Not Hahnentritt. Hahnentritt is a special design for a clothes, exactly, in Germany. Yeah? So, Frank, maybe you introduce yourself a little bit. He is part of the steering committee of this association from Tino, where Tino is the president, and Frank was, until last year, member of the German parliament. And he will give us a little bit, also from the German perspective, a view how important the German-Hungarian relations are. So he especially visited Hungary for this conference and this delegation, so he has also he's also short in time, but arrived yesterday evening. And unfortunately, Frank, you couldn't join us. We had a great journey yesterday to Audi, where we had a view in the car manufacturing, in the biggest motor manufacturing of the world, and into the how the cars are put together. So it was for me really impressive. I've never seen a marriage in a car, I mean, where the car basement is married with the whole carrosserie. Yeah, so this was really impressive, and the colleague, Mr. Löhre, welcomed us, and yeah, we had a nice day in Győr. But Frank, you couldn't join us there, but fortunately you came yesterday evening, and we had a great evening in the city of Budapest. But now the stage is yours, please.
So, dear ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment if you arrive to Budapest in the evening and drinking two very good glass of wines with very good friends. And yes, and the miracle of such networking moments is to get speeches. And you can be sure I can talk about everything, but of course I want to say hello, because it's a keynote. So dear colleagues from the International Economic Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to address you today on behalf of the International Economic Council, the IWR, Internationaler Wirtschaftsrat. We are gathered here for the 5th German-Hungarian Business Day, and this is quite a milestone that proves the awesome strength of reliability of the economic ties between our two nations. And let me say, in particular, I'm a member, well, I used to be a member of parliament for 7 years, but I also used to be a banker for more than 14 years for Deutsche Bank. And I live in Eastern Germany. And when I grow up, so I'm not really grow up, but I get older. So, but when I grow up, or when I am getting older, in the GDR time, Budapest and Hungary, that was the unreachable goal. And if you need something you didn't get in the GDR, you went to Hungary. So, and for most of our people, Hungary feels like a very special taste. This is also for me the reason joining this trip together with Tino and his economic council here to Budapest. But before we dive into the technological future, we already listened, I would like to express my very kind gratitude to Dialogue Ungarn, especially to Dr. Marie-Therese Thiel, and of course to Dr. Arne Gorbert, and because through your tireless work, and I mean it's tireless because I met you today evening, it was tireless. Because your tireless work, you have created a platform that is more than just a conference. It is a vital engine for trust and transparency. And for us, the International Economic Council of Germany, the Dialogue Ungarn is an indispensable partner. It's a very strong partner for us. You bridge the gap between policy and practice, between Budapest and Berlin, and you provide a personal touch that makes international business successful. Thank you for your leadership and for organizing this outstanding event. And if is somebody in the room who has the key for the right door to support them also in the future, take out the key, because it's very important that they get also funded in the future, because this work, it's amazing, and we need your dialogue forum, and we need this kind of conference because our two nations, of course. Then the International Economic Council, IWR, mission is to support a value-based global network of entrepreneurs. In 2026, the key to this mission is innovation. And we have a lot of trips all over the world with only one thing: how we get competitiveness back. How we get competitiveness back in Germany, because your goals in Hungary are smart, ambitious, and competitive. Okay, for Germany, we are very smart, but I think we lost a lot of ambitious, and of course, we lost a lot of competitiveness. And this is the reason why we look all over the world and visit partners, how we can learn, how we can get competitiveness back in Germany. Because what we both have together, we share not only the same values, but we share also the same issues. And one of our main issues is demography. And if I look in this room, there's a lot of experience in this room. Matured experience. And what we need are people. And AI maybe could be for our societies the right key for the door to get competitiveness back. Because if you look to Southeast Asia, if you look to India, if you look to Israel, if you look to other countries, you have a very high share of young population we do not have in our both countries, and so we need AI to get competitiveness back. But the International Economic Council of Germany is to support a value-based global network. This is what we do, and Hungary has successfully transitioned into a high-tech hub, and HIPA shows how a clear strategic vision can attract high-value investment. And in the National Economic Council, with the head of Tino, we open doors in Germany, and also with my helping, we have the right keys to the right door and open or unlock doors. They are still unlocked or locked for people from Hungary, and we helping you to unlock these doors. But let's jump more on the details with AI, because we must realize technology is not end in itself. It is a tool to ensure European competitiveness back. And as I mentioned, demography is one of the key issue, and the second issue is it's not only a need we have, and a luxury, corporate luxury. I think AI will change everything. From my perspective, the most disruption, innovation for decades. My first impression with AI, you asked the panelist, was more than 8 years ago in Taipei, in Taiwan. And they showed me, I was a politician in those times, and they showed me an interview in the television with an interview partner and me in the screen in the main news in the evening. And we talked together, and I talked 5 minutes, absolutely bullshit. It was the opposite of my thinking in real life. But the guy on the screen looks like me, the guy on the screen laughs like me, the guy on the screen talked like me, they had mimic like me, and this guy was like me. But the only difference was, it wasn't me. And I was so shocked, and it was 8 years before. And look now on our fake news, what we can do, what AI is able to become. It can also destroy democracies with fake news. And it needs only one fake video, it looks perfect, like real, and you can destroy whole careers in politics and of course all in economy. And this is why we need to upgrade all small and medium-sized company to get competitiveness back, to infiltrate and to use AI, not because we have to use AI, because we want to get competitiveness back. And it's absolutely crucial to share common experience with Germany and Hungary. We have both very, very well-experienced universities. We have well-experienced companies, and we have to share together all this experience to get better, because Germany is nothing in the world. Hungary is also nothing in the world. We both countries believe in the past that we are everything in the world, but of course we are nothing. And so we need to stay very strong together to share our experience with AI, to become in the world as Germany and Hungary one of the global innovation hub for artificial intelligence. And today we share a practical investment case to show how exactly this is already done with you. We're here to learn from each other and turn to artificial intelligence also in actual business growth. And if I can recommend you one thing today, this is the speech of European Investment Bank. As a large country as Germany is, we are something like a bit arrogant, a bit naive. We do not need a European Investment Bank because we have such a big budget in the. And small countries like Estonia, Czech Republic, also Hungary, they are very frequently using you. And one of my dear friends, Werner Heuer, was more than 15 years the head of the European Investment Bank, and I have no shares, I get no money for these recommendations. But the leverage of the European Investment Bank is the best leverage you can use in your company and also in your economy, because you can save budget, and especially is the budget a little bit, if you have not that much money more, and I listened to some politicians in Hungary, that's not easy to get a little bit out of the budget. So, and then you have to use European Investment Bank to get this leverage, because they guarantee you the loans from your own commercial bank, and you can create with a small amount of equity huge impact, and not only for your company, also for the state. You can, and especially for private public partnerships. So if you want to have today one outcome, if you have to take one cell phone number, numero cellulare, then you have to call her and make a lot of business, because it's a very, very crucial. So let us use this day to build new bridges together. We can ensure that the German-Hungarian partnership remains a pioneer on the digital age. And I wish you all inspiring a day of networking, successful business ventures. Thank you very much for hosting me here today and for this very spontaneous speech. And last word to deal to the military. I'm a former officer in the Bundeswehr, in the Air Force, and I can say the defense industry is not only using AI, like Deal said. Defense industry is the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. And you have to spend only 3-4 days in Israel to see how crazy data fusion works with AI. Things 2 years ago were not possible to reach targets, to have radar and other systems together with AI. And so a strong defense industry, and if you have companies from abroad to invest in Hungary, you have to look on defense industry, because defense industry is not only using AI, defense industry is the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. Thank you very much for having me here.
So, thank you so much, Frank. I think nobody could have done the mission of Dialog Ungarn better than you. So, thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
One last thing. I have to mention one thing more, please, because yes, I was asked to say it, and if I ask to say it, I make a little bit of advertising, because I'm not quitting my daughters at home, no. But I want to invite you to the International Innovation Wirtschaftsforum, this digitalization forum for the small and medium-sized industry. Is the innovation night. This is the innovation night of the International Economic Council of Germany every year in Berlin. And if you have time, if you want to improve your knowledge, you have to come to Berlin. And Tino is here. Please stand up. Did everybody see you? Yes, okay. As the guy with the very beautiful wife. And then, yes, and then get in contact each other, and then join us in Berlin with the Hungarian Embassy every November. You are very, yes, we were very grateful if you join us in the Hungarian Embassy in Berlin. Thanks a lot for having me here. Thanks.
See each other again. So, now I would like to ask my panelists to join me on the stage. And as Andrea Pastor is not able to be with us, we could convince Martina Almashi from HIPAA, the relationship manager from HIPAA, to join us here. Please, Martina, come to me. So with Martina, we are working long time together, and she was also the partner in organizing this event. So first of all, thank you, Martina, to you and your team that we could manage that. Please take the seat. Thank you very much. Yeah. And further on, József Böhm, Global Head of Sustainability at Costal, bringing the crucial perspective from the global services. József and me know each other already for some time. He's an alumni in the University of Miskolc, where I'm a member of the foundation. And the Dean, Gabor Mucci, brought us together. It's also a friend of you, so welcome, József, here.
Thank you.
And then, please, Zoltán Kemeny, Managing Director of DHL Supply Chain, yeah, representing the logistic area, which is a huge field of use cases for AI. So we had last year Barbara Oetwisch, your colleague, with us. Exactly. Barbara is among us. And hello, Barbara. Thank you for connecting us with Zoltán. You see what Arne is right. Networking is all, yeah? So it's the new, it's not anymore having relations, it's the new network, yeah?
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. And please, Andras Wolf, co-founder and deputy CEO at Black Band. Hello, Andras. So we have all microphones, yes. Here you see we have one supplier in AI with the Black Belt, and we have 2 users of AI, DHL and Global Services, and we have the overall managing and monitoring HIPAA. So this is an ideal combination. And yeah, we have heard already in the first panel a lot about AI, and it became pretty clear for everybody that it is not a luxury thing or something visionary or whatever. It's already state of the art, and it used in the daily operative business. And we can see in Hungary a fascinating development. Yeah, so Hungary is moving from being only a production hub into becoming an innovation and service hub. As we had the title, I remember last year we had business service solution as the issue. So, and here, therefore, we have József with us. So it's not only the big production, it's also the service business. And here, I think Hungary benefits a lot from this transformation. And with this transformation, it contributes also to competitiveness. And about all of this, we want today to talk. Yeah, then let's start. Maybe Zoltán, and before you answer, maybe you explain a little bit what DHL is doing, and is it for you and your company only a topic of cost effectiveness or effectiveness at all, or does AI already become a request from the customer?
So a little bit about DHL, and DHL is the logistics for the world. This is what we are telling, and maybe you know some of the points you are meeting, like with express services. But Deutsche Post is part of DHL, so I definitely Germany, you know much better how it's just managed. I hope you are experiencing the service and you like that one at least. But in here, Hungary, if you are just scaling down as a global company, which is consists more than 500,000 people, so it's a huge company all over the world. We have like Express, DGF, and supply chain in Hungary as 3 divisions. And supply chain is, everybody knows about, like, we usually say that we are the warehousing business, we are doing services in usual warehouses, but that's much more, so it's evolving, and there are lots of new opportunities what we are evolving. So in here in Hungary, we are doing like service centers, so we have more than 500 people in Budapest, where we are doing accounting services for EMEA, so for the African European region, and also we are doing trade compliance services as well. So apart from that, what everybody thinks about that one, the supply chain is doing, like standard warehousing services, I2M operations, what like you have just visited here yesterday, we are doing the same for BMW in Debrecen, which is like the first digital factory in that one. So this is something where we are utilizing our capabilities. On top of that one, it's more about now services as well, and also domestic distribution, and so like this one. So whatever DHL is doing is basically from alpha to omega regarding logistics. Yeah, what you can expect. Regarding AI, definitely this is something for logistics, and logistics is a people business, and AI is a great tool in order to really improve our competitiveness, effectiveness, definitely. And everybody's learning that one, I can tell you. We have like use cases. Definitely where AI is just helping our service centers to make better quality, quicker responses, reduce lead times. So this is something what in logistics is also important, apart from the costs, how to create a better experience for our customers. So this is AI, and we are in the very beginning, I can tell you, on that one. But we have like use cases, and maybe later on we can talk about that one, which are those ones.
Yeah, great, thank you. Coming to Zoltán, who is, coming to Andras, who is providing services for the AI. And here in the audience we have a lot of SMEs. What do you recommend to them? How to start with AI, or what is, from your feeling, the biggest misconception when they want to do about that? We heard already about of data quality a lot, yeah? And there is normally the sentence shit in, shit out. So
Yeah, I heard it before, yeah. Small introduction. I'm the co-founder of Black Bat Group. This is a company which is established 13 years ago, and that time we realized that IT was resource intensive and something like gray. I don't know how can I say, but it was not too interesting for us. So that's why we have been started with outsourcing at that time, and also we parallelly we have been started managing and developing our technology, which was software robotics. Software robotics is not AI, but we use software robotics after AI. Maybe I can tell you something about that. So we have rapid application development teams and custom development teams. We have 170 guys on the board, almost 15 million euros per year. React to your question. I think you should be brave. You should embrace the technology. Everybody needs to think on how you are able to find someone who can be an AI champion. AI champion means that you are able to understand what AI means. If you don't know how it works, you will have to be trained. At SMEs, every multinational companies, for example, you and the other clients, has AI departments, so they work on how they use AI, because AI is task agnostic and vertical agnostic as well. So everywhere it is used.
Can you elaborate a little bit between digitalization and working with AI? Because a lot of times, in these times, it's mixed.
It's absolutely different.
Yes.
In terms of SMEs, I'm very happy because AI can show to SMEs that IT technology is very important for them. Sometimes I meet guys on the board, in the management, they will not support IT systems replacement, development, just because of the cost, just because of it is not enough fast that they require. AI can catalyze it. I don't know whether it is your answer.
Yeah.
Digitalization means that you need to have a complete team which is able to understand your business processes and how these business processes can be digitalized. It is not IT, AI within IT.
Yeah, but without having the processes right, you cannot do digitalization, and without that, you can also not go to the next step of artificial intelligence. I would see that in that...
digitalization is a complete program.
Yeah.
You can put AI transformation program into your program or develop a system within your program, within your digitalization program.
Yeah, coming to you, Martina. How does HIPAA support companies who wants to start with AI or wants to deal with that? Do you have companies who request some support from you?
Yes, and thank you very much for the question and the opportunity, Mari, to be here. I think András's company is a very good example for that, because they are a Hungarian company, IT company, and we are talking about a possible project with them. Since we are a governmental organization, we provide services for companies. Mostly our partners are large-scale companies, but definitely we support Hungarian and small and medium-sized companies as well in this journey. And what we can provide is first of all, our organization is well known for state aid and subsidies, so we can provide funding for certain projects. We can help and support large companies building up factories, for example, or in the business sector field, we can support companies to create new entities, new workplaces everywhere around the country. But what is more important in this field, that we can support projects and training programs as well. So for example, we have non-refundable possibilities for R&D projects, those who would like to develop in the AI field, for example, or we can support companies in the training programs if they would like to train the employees in the AI field particularly, for example. Last year we have had a very successful year in these fields because we had 13 business service sector projects supported by HIPAA and 14 R&D projects where we could provide state aid in this field. And actually I would like to also highlight our objective in this term, that we would like to go forward and beyond production to services, to support R&D and to create more highly added value operations in the country, where we actually have already very good experiences and examples as well. So I would like to reflect back on the manufacturing panel, because we have seen many companies in this field who has production sites in the country. Yes, this is one what we can support, but on the other hand, we help them to grow into the service industry and to R&D as well. And the other field of support what we can provide is what already David has mentioned in the previous panel, that we help to find the ideal Hungarian suppliers for the international companies. And these suppliers can be also service providers, so we can contact large multinational companies with Hungarian expertise, with such companies as Black Belt, for example. If a Hungarian supplier, a service provider, an IT solution provider could enter to the value chain of an international company.
Yeah, you are in the middle, like a spin in the middle, connecting each and everything. So I think one of the role examples from the business service solutions is Costal. Costal Global Business Service here in Budapest, and József, you are representing Costal. And to be honest, it's so near to me because Costal is in my home area. I come in Germany from Sauerland. It's a country around Dortmund. Everybody knows Borussia Dortmund, also in Hungary. Yeah? So, and here, Costal is, the headquarters is located there. And when we first met, I was so much surprised finding in Budapest this global service organization, and find József, and even meeting rooms in your office are named by towns like Lüdenscheid. Nobody in Hungary knows where Lüdenscheid is, but here I find that. So can you tell us a little bit more about the business services?
Yes, of course, and thanks, Mary, for the introduction. And just to give a couple of words, because I know that you are the one who knows where Lüdenscheid is and what Costal is doing, but maybe the others are not. So that's a German-based family-owned company, actually founded somewhere like 114 years ago by Leopold Costal, and it's grown up to this 3.5 billion euro revenue global automotive and also industrial companies. So we are producing for Audi, for BMW, all the big OEMs, you name it, and probably you find something from Costal there. We are producing these mechatronic switches, sensors, sensing technologies, all this kind of thing. So that's about Costal. We are
and you are active in 5 continents.
Yeah, that's right. We are globally everywhere where all the other OEMs are there. So from Shanghai to Querétaro, we are serving our loved customers. And just a couple of words about what we are doing in Budapest, because we have been one of the, one of the companies what HIPAA brought to Budapest. So in 2022, Costal decided to to have their own shared service center. I know that already a couple of companies have made their own decades ago, but we are not moving that fast. But we decided to do that, and we moved, or the company decided to go to Budapest. We started with the traditional SSC activities like AP, AR, HR, IT, and then added up some additional more value-added functions like insurance, controlling, global finance, global IT, and also, let's say, sustainability as well is managed from our office in Budapest.
Where you are the head of.
Yeah, that's
for the
correct.
sustainability measuring all over the world. Imagine, from Budapest, this is measured in the 5 continents all over the world.
Yeah, that's correct, and it's doable. And so now we are up to like 250 people in Budapest in our office and supporting the global organization. And maybe for the colleagues who are not really familiar with the SSC business in Hungary itself, I think it's contributing something like 6% of the overall GDP in Hungary, employing 70,000 people. So we are getting
even a bit more.
Yeah, or even a little bit more. Yeah, maybe it's a number from 2024. But anyway, so that's a substantial part of the Hungarian economy right now.
And to be honest, Audi yesterday showed us they have the similar construction also from they are offering within the group also services.
Yep.
And I wrote in the newspapers that BMW starts to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, so now moving a little bit on AI and what does it mean for us? Because, I'm not an AI expert, so I know a little bit more on services. I know much more about sustainability, but what we see from our perspective, we are actually in a service center. We are working with data, and we are working with processes, and in both cases, in both of those things, there is a huge contribution what AI can do. So it can improve data quality, data collection, and validation, but it can also help to improve existing processes. So whatever you name, like customer master data management or supplier data management, or even improving reporting capabilities or sales forecasting, financial forecasting, there's an opportunity for AI to support you.
Do you have concrete examples?
Yes.
Because this service is so touchable.
Yeah, so we already started to work on master data and whatever customer and supplier master data management as well. I think we also started that journey, what has been mentioned by the colleague here, to build internal curiosity around AI, to have AI champions at the different departments, to build the knowledge within the teams and to collect ideas and opportunities, and having a governance around that, because we also would like to understand the business risk. Because whatever you do with AI, you have to make sure that it's really getting to the right conclusion. So we don't want people to use it for everything. We want the ideas, having a team making a decision around that, whether it worth the engineering hour, the investment into it, or what's the business risk. So that's what we do right now. We already have more than 100 ideas, but we already have this master data validation, or even in sustainability, just to mention one. According to the German Due Diligence Act, we have to do supply chain due diligence, how human rights are respected in our supply chain and those type of things. So we are using AI-powered tool to do this for our 15,000 suppliers to get information whenever they are violating child labor law or human rights across the ocean. So that's a tool it's powered by AI and supporting us to do this due diligence. So there are a lot of opportunities, but to be fair, we have some good examples, but I'm pretty sure that we have a much more ahead of us.
Yeah, you see, and you told me that you check, first of all, when you implement a new business service, you first of all check, is it possible? What is possible in AI?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. So well, just getting back to benefits, I mean, it helps a lot to improve data quality, but it also helps us to upscale processes. So we can do more with the same amount of people. So it doesn't mean that we are downsizing but we are absorbing more activities with the support of the technology.
Yeah, we come to the people topic later. Maybe, Andras, can you tell us some concrete services, what you are developing for your customers? So mainly SMEs.
Not only SMEs.
Not only,
Not
okay.
only SMEs, multinational companies also. We have some very good opportunities to meet a company who maintain the shelves in a warehouse. And their idea was to use a glass to check the shelves. And we created an application which is able to build in the glasses. One worker can walk along the shelves. They are able to recognize the problems with the shelves. And the problems is in the notes. It is voice controlled, absolutely voice controlled. The worker does not need to use any kind of tools, just the voice. At the end of the walk, he is able or she is able to report what are the problems which happened in the last some weeks. I don't know what is the regularity of this walk of this company, but it could help them 80% faster than they before, so they are able to be contracted with other warehouses. I don't know how many workers they have, but they would like to extend the number of the workers, and they will do more. The other one is vertical agnostic, so every sector uses purchasing department. Vendor flow is an application which uses different agents. One is risk agent, document agent, finance agent. It is able to compare the documents which came from the suppliers. These suppliers give or submit these tenders in different frames, different forms, in different contexts. So these agents are able to get back, making the background checking of the financial. They can check the risk, what kind of regulations and certificates they have. Regulations give what they need for doing the job or doing the project, and the last agent is able to summarize it, give an equal and comparable result, and it recommends who can be the winner, but the human is only at the end. So as far as I know, it's about 60 or 75% faster than day before. The other one, no more details because it is NDA based. So bakery products at a retail company, we check the data. It is based on data analysis, and they use the application checking how the bakery's sales goes, and they were able to save millions of forints just because of the application based on their databases. The last one is at Richter Gedeon. Manufacturing documents are very long, so long logs, so 200s, 400s of pages, and we use the GenAI application, which is able to compare the previous versions of the documents and the new one. So they concentrate on just for the changes, and they change the manufacturing in order to be
so
compared.
That's anyway a huge field in all this administration issue. Yeah? You can. There are applications. You can make minutes of meetings by AI. You don't need a protocol lady anymore. Yeah. And to be honest, also when we do the first drafts for such moderation scripts. Of course, we are using that, but it needs the brain of a human being to fine-tune that and to personalize that really the question fits to each other. So I think it's a huge issue what everybody can use. I'm using normally Gemini, yeah, to create speeches and moderations. So here, this reminds me, this documentation to compare the documents, yeah, what has been new. Yeah. For all of that, it was already mentioned a lot that we need the right talents. And Zoltán, do you find them on the Hungarian market?
Yeah, this is something what we are also, and the colleagues was just mentioning, that this is something new. I would say that everybody should start to use AI now. Just let's prepare and let's try out.
And one has to be curious.
Yeah,
what comes out.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So this is like a try and error. Anyway, it will be of our lives. Yeah, but definitely we need those ones who are a little bit advanced on that one, like these champions. Yeah. I feel like that one, that couple of years back when all the Russian teachers has been taught English in Hungary, like in 1990s, so they have like one lesson earlier than the others, but they were like handling very well that. So we have to do the same, yeah, I can hear. Definitely champions will have to expedite those implementations. But definitely everybody should start with that one. And just to drop some of the use cases, like I have been last week in a discussion in the DSC Global Organization, where this type of panel discussion has been digested by AI, and when we have finished, basically we had received the executive summary of that one, so it was automatically done like this. But also using some use cases, we have like a robot or an AI agent which can call automatically the drivers and asking questions. Where are you? Have you unloaded? Do you have any issues? And that's automatically collecting, and you can do. Basically, it's making parallel calls like hundreds, and in a minute can connect everything. So this type of thing. So we have ultimate. So we have like endless. Areas where we can use that one. Now, this is where we need the agents or champions where they can really create such a use cases and implement those ones, yeah? But definitely, everybody should start, and in this case, we can really speed up with that, and basically, what we need, on parallel with that one, checking as DHL, because we hear cybersecurity challenges everywhere in the world, so we have to be like, check what we are implementing definitely, because if there is something goes wrong and data is leaking or whatsoever, then it's maybe you will be efficient, but it will be efficient for also someone who would like to do something wrong with your company. Yeah.
József, what is the situation about the talents in your field, and what do you wish from higher education? Because you are a little bit familiar with the university world. You are teaching also in Miskolc, yeah? And not anymore maybe, but what is needed there?
Yeah. So I think that people is not an issue. So if you would like to have talents in Budapest or in Hungary, you can find them. Okay, you have to give the right compensation package together and the right opportunities. But if you would like to have an IT expert or a HR expert or whatever, you can find them in Budapest. That's really something that, but except some really niche IT positions, we have not been we have been able to find everyone who is needed in our business in Budapest.
So it's also something what we state here, yeah. Why Hungary is so much loved from investors, the good educated people.
Yeah, here. That's what I wanted to
and
say.
And the people who are willing to work.
Yeah. So we have great universities, good knowledge hubs, good other companies where we can steal colleagues. But okay. But that's also how we make how we build our workforce. And also AI experts, they are also available on the market. I think the most important part of it is really the human part of the AI. So we have experts who knows the technology, we have experts who knows the business process, and then we have experts who knows that specific domain, who are finance experts. So we need to bring those guys together, or at least having the IT person have some knowledge on business processes and on finance, or on that specific domain where we would like to work on with AI. So I think that's also the most important, that we build that sense of knowledge into all colleagues, that they know the basics of AI and they know the possibilities, and then they can reach out to these experts, because we have not been able to hire, because we don't have an army of AI experts. We also have 2-3 guys who are really supporting us with the implementation, but they don't know a clue about controlling or AP.
But that sounds a little bit the interdisciplinary knowledge has to be
that's correct
on,
and maybe that should be or has to be an integrated part of the higher education as well. So whatever, you are an engineer, you are an accountant, or an economist, you need to learn your part and or the opportunities in your profession of what you can do with AI. Because
and what is your wish to the university? So what are your recommendation, what they should do? Do they do enough, or do they have to improve?
To be frank, I don't know right now. So I know that they are trying, and they are collaborating with companies and trying to get opportunities for their students to get exposed to this. But I cannot judge if it's enough or not. But I think they are trying, and they are trying to integrate AI into the studies.
And I think one success factor is, it was already mentioned in Arne's panel, to have really the dialogue between science and economy. It's more important than ever, because you have the business knowledge and they are educating the people. So I can only encourage all companies, and all companies here also present in the audience, contact the university, engage yourself at the university, and offer them lectures, that you as a business people would be ready to contribute. I think the economy maybe a little bit has to train their own future employees, and there are career fairs on every university where the companies can present themselves as well. So, okay, I'm talking about Miskolc because I'm their board of trustees, but in these days there are career days at the university, and I'm totally sure on all university here in Budapest as well. So, Martina, what do you hear as feedback from the companies in this respect?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much, Mari, to point out one of the strongest points, the arguments towards the investors, why Hungary is a good place to invest. Is definitely one is the talent pool, what is available here, and that is why many companies settle down in this region. And you are right that Budapest has many advantages. 25% of the population is here, the largest universities are here. But this is our role in HIPAA, for example, to a bit orient the companies to the countryside locations where we have many good universities, the talent pool, and they are already on the way to become AI hubs for the talents as well.
And there are excellent materials from HIPAA who exactly takes these countryside cities, what they are doing and how you are connecting to those locations.
Yes, absolutely.
So I can only recommend that.
So what we see from the investors' side, that definitely Budapest is a very strong offer for all investors. So it's not necessary to be supported, but because it's not only a beautiful city, but a very good talent base as well. So we need to attract the companies to the countryside, where we already have some good references from the company side, and we work together closely with the universities, with the local municipalities. And I would like to highlight our We have a new guide. It is called Emerging Cities Guide. So I would like you to visit our webpage and see the new guide where 4 large cities are described and shown what kind of opportunities, what kind of talent pool is available over there. And this is, I think, one of our most important roles to facilitate the cooperation between the universities and the industry. And we, as a direct contact point and acting on behalf of the companies towards the government, towards the universities, we are channeling their views to the universities, to the policymakers. And we are very much collaborating in this work with many associations. We have good cooperation with the ABSL, which is collecting the business sector service providers, the large companies, or we are working together with German-Hungarian, DUIC, or AmCham, and we are lobbying together on behalf of the companies to put these kind of new ideas, new ways of training, qualifications into the curricula, into the policymakers' minds, that it is very important to consider the need of the industry, because with that we can be more competitive, attracting new investments and new investors.
Great, so we come to an end. And I would like to have the last question towards the future. Imagine we are sitting here in 5 years. Again, 5 years, Dialog Ungarn already, next 5 years. Anne, we go for it. Yeah? And what do you think will be the future of your specific industry in that time, respective AI? Maybe József, you start. How do you imagine the world will look like in respective of AI?
Yeah, if the question is if there's going to be processes which are fully AI driven and run without the touch of a hand, I would say none of the process is going to be like this. I don't know who's familiar with Isaac Asimov, the science fiction giant, and once he had a saying that or a quote that if you would like to make mistakes, you need human. If you want to make big mistakes, you need a computer. So that's why I think we have to be really careful with AI as well, and make sure that we also have the human touch and an expert view on what comes out from a fully AI-driven process. But I see, for example, this business or the financial controlling, reporting, financial forecasting, which would be, I think, most driven by AI agents or AI technology, and also the supplier lifecycle assessment in our supply chain, which is going to be most likely as fully or 99% run by the technology. So, but none of them fully run autonomously.
So your message is we should keep critical.
That's correct. I mean, we also have to be really, because it's like managing people. You are managing agents now. So, yeah.
So what's in logistics?
Yeah, I would start with that one. Repetitive task will be disappear and will be done by agents, definitely, and data collection, and it will be spread among. Apart that we are working in logistics, that should happen in all the industries, also every service sector, and that's the first step. Basically, after that, what we see that definitely there will be more and more decision preparation elements. That when AI is making you like suggestions, and you have to make decision about that one, maybe more detailed data what you have ever experienced. That one, yeah. So better decision making. And let's see, are we letting that one to make our own decision? Now the question is that basically, and this is what we can, how to control them. Because then we can see that one, and this is like in most of back office management, administration whatsoever we are talking about, but in the physical world, basically the autonomous cars are doing that one, making decisions by now. So it's now the question in physical world, the same will happen repetitive tasks will disappear. So very good area that the drivers, how to replace them. Also like pickings in the warehouses, how to replace that one with the autonomous robots. And after that one, the most difficult task I can tell you, like now, where basically in a warehouse, is to pick multiple components which the size of the directions or the shape is totally different. That's the most difficult ones, what we can make only now with humans. Like remove tires from a loose load container looks an easy task, but when you are putting any robots, then it's just failing. So this definitely with AI and in the upcoming developments, it will be something which will be available. And that's like a heavy, repetitive task which nobody likes to do. So then it will be replaced, and that will be replaced first, I think.
So it's also an enabler for the human beings to become more valuable on more valuable jobs, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's basically visible in like agriculture. You can see nobody in fields working now. Yeah, and that was like 100 years. It was totally different. But it's like that's coming as well, because there are tasks which we don't like. Yeah.
And it's also a chance for a country like Hungary, because the population is not is limited. Yeah. So, like you say, you will not decrease the people, but you will not increase. You can do the same work with the same stuff. So that's also an advantage. Where do you see, from a technology point of view, what is the development? What will happen?
First message for SMEs, not only IT companies. I think it's more important to implement AI systems, AI solutions in companies, because SMEs are very low in maturity. Now they are able to more competitive comparing to multinational companies. They are able to reach the level of digitalization of the multinational companies because these projects are faster, the cost is less, and more complexity is available with AI. I'm not really that about the future, because software runs everywhere, in vacuum cleaners, in everywhere. We did not have enough resources to do that, to develop the new applications. So I believe that we will concentrate, with the help of AI, we will need to concentrate on the domain knowledge. The domain knowledge developed from one vertical, from banking, telecommunication. They are eager to know more about themselves, but an IT company should be the supplier. The supplier is the supplier who has to know everything and to implement a new application. So the only question is the pricing, because the previous times we always, the time-based pricing was available. Now we are working on the new, for example, value-based pricing or something like that.
Interesting question. Yeah.
But everybody has to know what's the ROI of the new application, and nobody knows now. A lot of applications will operate at a company, but they don't know how the ROI will go. What's the ROI? So I think the future is bright with AI. Future is bright with technology. Embrace the technology, and fear-mongering is really avoided, and go ahead step by step.
Sure. Thank you for these views from you. Anything to add from your side?
I don't think that it's very relevant in our government, being as a governmental organization, what will happen with AI in our organization, but and also a relevant question nowadays, we don't know what will happen even in 2 months' time with us. but I can tell that our organization is always here and will be here, so we will have relevance for the future as well. Keep providing the bridge between the company sector and the public sector, and I think our services, our assistance to the companies will remain very important part, because trust and the personal touch cannot be replaced by AI or technology. Exactly. So we will be at your service for the future as well, and I will welcome you to follow us on any sources on LinkedIn and the internet as well.
So thank you for this statement, Martina, and I only can agree with you, and I wish you all the best for the future. So I have to say thank you to all these fantastic contributions, and I hope we can show it here today with our discussions, not only with this panel, but also with the panel before, that our motto, upgrade your business with AI, was or is not only a slogan, that we have showed today that it's really reality here in Hungary, and we hope you got value and inspiration out of these discussions, and thank you to the audience, thank you to those online, and I can only say, have a wonderful get-together and lunch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.